Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, dear students. I am back with another lecture. Rather, we are continuing the topic that is symbols of elements. Let me recapitulate what we discussed in the last video lecture, dear students. I told you people that presently we have 118 elements known as far as our periodic table is concerned, and every single element is represented by its respective symbol. Now the question arises, a layman will pose your question that why every single element is represented by its respective symbol as far as periodic table is concerned, because it makes our study systematic, it makes our study easy, and it becomes easy for we people to write the symbols or to memorize or to remember those symbols. Last video lecture, dear students, I told you people that some elements have symbols taken from the names of elements in the Latin, German, or Greek language. For example, I gave you the example of iron. Iron having symbol of Fe. I told you, dear students, that iron has symbol Fe from its Latin word ferrum. I'm recapitulating what we discussed in the last video lecture, dear students. Uh, Regarding the sodium, sodium is having symbol of Na, and sodium has a symbol of Na from its Latin name natrium, like this. Natrium, dear students. Same is the case with potassium. Potassium Potassium has a symbol of K from its Latin word kalium. Yeah, kalium or collium. And same is the case with the silver. Silver has a symbol of Ag from its Latin word argentum. So these things we discussed in the last video lecture. Today we are going to discuss some more regarding this. Let me tell you firstly, dear students, as far as modern chemistry is concerned, modern father of chemistry, you know that is Anton von Lewisier. Every single element, every single element you people will see, dear students, is named according to a union of pure and applied chemistry, nowadays known as IUPAC. IUPAC. Mark my words, students, and jot it down with me. IUPAC. Every single element is named according to the international union of, this is international, this is widely accepted, worldwide accepted, international, this is international union of pure and applied chemistry. So every single element is named according to a union. This union is worldwide accepted, and this union is known as IUPAC. IUPAC is the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, dear students, and it's actually the IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, which approves names of elements as far as modern chemistry is concerned. So somebody will pose you a question that who approves actually the names for every single elements. You must come clear to him or her that it is actually the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry which approves names of elements as far as modern chemistry is concerned. So it was during ancient times, we had symbols, but those symbols were in accordance with alchemists. Look, dear students, Have a look, dear students. Alchemists. Firstly, somebody will pose your question. What are these alchemists? Who are these alchemists? It's actually, these are actually not the scientists, dear students. It's actually a study. Alchemy, dear students. Mark my words, dear students. This alchemy is a very old study and philosophy of how to change basic substance into other substance. Mark my words, dear students. This is alchemist symbols. Before discussing this alchemist symbols, let me tell you people what actually alchemy is. Alchemy is actually very old study. Very old study. Jot it down with me. Very old study and philosophy. Philosophy, dear students. Old study and philosophy of how to change basic substance, for example, such as metals, into other substance. It also studied how substances were related to magic and astrology. Mark my words, dear students. So people who studied alchemy were called as alchemists, dear students. So somebody will pose your question that I can say, who are alchemists? People who studied alchemy were called as alchemists, dear students. As far as I can say, ancient chemistry is concerned, as far as ancient times are concerned. So somebody will pose your question. It's actually those alchemists. They give some symbols to some of the elements after the name alchemist symbols. So dear students, somebody will pose your question, what's alchemy? What's alchemy? What's the study of alchemy? So a layman will pose your question. You are telling him or her that we have discussed alchemist symbols. He or she may pose your question that what actually alchemy is. Alchemy is a very old study and philosophy of how to change basic substances such as metals, dear students, into other substance. It also studied how substances were related to magic and astrology. So people who studied alchemy were called as alchemists, dear students. I think this is more clear to you people now. So let me recapitulate what I told you people, that somebody will pose your question, who are these alchemists? You must come clear to him that alchemy is a very old study and study and philosophy of how to change basic substance, for example, such as metals, into other substance. It also studied how substances and how they are changed into other substances were related to magic and astrology. So people who studied alchemy were called as alchemists, dear students. So it were those alchemists who gave some symbols as far as some elements of periodic table are concerned. Because at that very time, during ancient times, I mean say, dear students, uh, uh, periodic table was not I can say discovered. I mean say, rather some of the elements were discovered during ancient times. So they gave certain symbols. These people gave certain symbols for certain elements to memorize them, to make their study systematic and easy. Look, dear students, let me show you. It's the alchemist symbol for common salt. The formula of common salt is NaCl, sodium chloride. Jot it down, dear student. Sodium chloride, also called as table salt. We are discussing actually the alchemist symbols. So people who studied alchemy why called as alchemists. So NaCl, The symbol. This was a symbol for common salt. So to remember the NaCl, it was very much difficult for those people to remember NaCl, sodium chloride, like sodium chloride, because at ancient times, sodium, these symbols were not known. So to remember sodium chloride, I mean say table salt, common salt, they were actually remembering like this, like this. This was actually the symbol of, I mean, say common salt. Second is gold, like this. So, a symbol for gold, dear students. Look here, symbol of gold. Now, talking about alchemist, dear students, have concentration towards me. This was symbol for silver. Silver. Nowadays symbolized as Ag. Ag has a symbol from its Latin name argentum. I discussed this thing, dear students. Argentum, dear students. It's a symbol for silver, dear students. And this was a symbol for iron, dear students. I'm talking about ancient times, dear students. And these symbols were given some of the people and those who studied, I can say, philosophy, astrology, and those people were named as alchemists. So this was a symbol for iron. Nowadays, Fe derived from its Latin name argentum. Argentum, dear students. And this is a symbol for copper. Look, symbol of copper is like this. The moment you have to remember the name copper, you have to memorize the symbol like this. Like this, dear students. Jot it down with me. Another, a symbol of, this symbol of lead. Symbol of lead, nowadays symbolized as Pb. Pb is a symbol of lead, and during ancient times it was symbolized like this by these alchemists. It's a symbol for tin, the symbol for mercury. So at ancient times there was certain, I can say, some meager elements known, and these alchemists worked through leaps and bounds to give certain names, I can say symbols, to these elements to make their study systematic and easy. So as far as modern chemistry is concerned, modern chemistry is totally based upon this is I can say modern symbols are totally based upon IUPAC, that's International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. In next video lecture, dear students, we are going to discuss Dalton symbols. Dalton was actually the first scientist to use the symbols for elements in a specific sense. We will discuss Dalton symbols in the next video lecture, dear students. Till then, keep practicing and keep working hard, and don't feel demotivated as far as books are concerned. May Almighty Allah embellish you with the sound of laughter here and hereafter. And thank you once again for watching this. Pre-recorded limited Richard.